Mando de Japon ba Sergelum ba Dabarji Bega Shakji Jarbu Jadong Guzan Zar Dorjan de Lonaro Dang Mabamala Jija Gambo ba Pomoda ba Javan Gong ba Kajula Mananje da Jonje Danandana Zera Damje da Lama Labala Jizo Lazo Yoden Jazung Alav Dendri Donjendri Begele Zo Dagalo Juzon Rover Sinja Labdos or Jua London Rover Sinja Labdos Landrova Zevara Sinja Labdos Drova Juzon Javar Sinja Labdos Kange Denjen Javar Jong Gapa Me Baje Me Baje Ba Me Bada Me Ba me bandro me bata de do me do je me drubanye je de ba zo bazanje mananje namba da la zanzar do Chinjin zawa la ma je ko zon do je zen lan da da ge je lan ba da ge de ba dan sun je don ja jen bandro ba Xin je lao do zo nang hua dang nyam be sim jin tam je chi don din de la na me ba yang da ba zo ba san je je ko ma
Pe chung chung re.
Oh. Nang có tang ta có để nang có tang nhầm bớt sim jin tam chỉ tôn được tin để lo nên bài yang đó bảo bớt sang chỉ có hong rồi chỉ tập ra thế chỉ được tam bớt chỉ càng chỉ xin được tôn nhầm sự lo anh chú nhầm bớt sang ba chẳng chọn cho được sinh chỉ ba ta chú nhìn bớt quân chú đó quân long mà nó có nên xin ban sa thế là càng xin bớt sa về chú nè ta 상학 담지 공부하지 상학 좀대리 단달 도르지소니 히 subject think you do da 숨바데리스 근데 자와데 란네 소직 배장 왕건로서 도르지소 take think you 바래
So please cultivate a motivation thinking that I will establish all sentient beings limitless space in a state of unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For this sake, I'm going to listen to the Holy Dharma and then practice it. Cultivate this motivation of bodhicitta, an unmistaken motivation for listening to the Dharma. And the Dharma we are listening to is now within the Gong Chik, the section on the secret mantra, which consists of 28 Vajra verses. And we are now on Vajra statement number 3, where the root statement says, the 4 empowerments function even with a single deity.
Tande la da the songo ya kareris na la chojik be jawang gan ro si ban da songo ya de tanagang la wang ko lo hibarwa te du da yang yin ge sung de wang ko ya la ding go ra di jingkhor de la da ding som changgo ris da ding som de us changgo wan ro je song yong ko ri yin Din som de karerisina shikba tan hingmedins simba de simedins cho da chomedins da de sokolan de oni hipcha yongre da de da din som de mus changgo yore song de ying tan ji din som gong ge de da 무서 딘숨보데 마창나양 데니 돈라 창데바 게다 돈라 창데 고 요르소네 돈라 창데 고 요르스 데베나 라데나 초직 배장 데니 다데 왕거데 용거 요르 소마레
And so then the reason for saying that the four empowerments function even with a single deity is that in the previous statement we were talking about conferring empowerment. And so now, with regard to that, others say that now that in terms of conferring empowerment, that if the wheel of the mandala is not complete with the different families, empowerment is not possible. So what they're basically saying is that in order to confer empowerment, you need the manifest support of the mandala in which the three seeds are complete. And this must be actually manifestly present. So the mandala within which the three seeds are complete consists of the male and the female Buddhas, and then the male and the female Bodhisattvas, and then on the male and the female wrathful ones, which I will explain later. But anyways, they are saying that the three seeds mandala has to be manifestly complete. And so Jikten Sumgön says that even if they're not manifestly complete, they are complete in an actual sense, an absolute sense. And for this reason, because they are present in an absolute sense, it is permissible to confer empowerment, even if they're not manifestly complete.
So check the lalum person so baje go to yobarwa. Lama ta loma la ta lama tsini dimba ta tene loma tsini dimba te ta je changwa ina tene din som servate ranking chang de yo chang yong yo bare so marwa.
So in general, during an empowerment, it is said that when an authentic Vajra master and an authentic disciple are complete, then the mandala of the three seeds is also naturally complete.
Karsi wang kurdu ta la yong so ba je chang do go yo ba ina ta dunkar ri ma do ke jude mang po chigla te ta chang wa je yong go yo ma re song re je tin sung go sung da tong ju thone ne per na demcho pa wo chik ba ndala yang te ne din som yong su chang de yo ba re song de changsar de karerisina perna wangkorndu Khenpo Tenzin wangkor aboderwa de glu tene wangkor ge ye dan dunje dunji ji jinkar la gorwa de dang tene kurji ge da nang ko jinkar songdwa tene kurza ge wangkor sa ge loma glu dang te wangkor ji ge da kurje pamcha la so ba dang da te nam la din song ni par de chang ge yo ba re song de we na la pa wo ji ba da we dim cho la pa wo ji ba yap jang lo cha de yo ro te da we jig la yang chang ge yo ru song dong gu to ne.
And so when we receive an empowerment, actually the only real deity or mandala where in the context of an empowerment where the three seeds are actually complete is the Kala chakra. But for most of the other mandalas, they are not manifestly complete in that sense of be manifestly complete. But as Jikten Sumgön says, on an absolute level, they are complete. For example, when we receive the empowerment of the single hero chakra samvara, the three seeds are all complete in an ultimate absolute sense during an empowerment, and that is within the body of the Vajra master who confers the empowerment. And then also there's first the body of the Vajra master, and then there is the basis for conferring the empowerment, which is the mandala and the deities arranged in front. And then there is now the deities, the mandala abiding in space. And then there is the body of the disciple who receives the empowerment. And then there is the empowerment substance, like the base water. And so within these, in an absolute sense, the three seed mandala is complete, for example, in the context of Chakra-samvara, the single deity.
That deans on the perna zena dunja nangka la chin trangwake java renga yorba teke wangkur shawa ze tene tela yonga yorba mama kata kukarmola sopa ke yonga to so ke tene dorji lolins tene chancho samba ta samba da sema yora to so ke trashiju tene cho da chomo to so ke gekte ba data beji ngarang so namju tanda ji go yorwa ta data beji indu ta the kanda cha do yorosina lopun da loma ke pumo lu to so tamji jawa renga yanga da yonga chang go yoris tane jongwa ya te ta ringma ta hi ringma kukarmo da la so patan ju hyemba tane mixo nang ke chimchi da zolo so pas che chimchi te so tane chancho simba da sama mai na je nang ke chim te so chancho simba da sama cha so tane ngarang so 직진 제조 제야열 직진 제대 데니 초다 초모 대답을 차도 요리 수마리
And so how the three seeds are complete in empowerment is that now when we invite the empowerment deities into the space in front of ourselves, the five Dhyani Buddhas appear and they conduct the actual empowerment. And then there are their consorts, the five consorts, such as Mamaki and so on, and they sing Vajra songs. Then there is the male and the female bodhisattvas who utter auspicious verses. And then there is the male and the female wrathful ones who expel obstructors. So within the bodies of the Vajra master and the disciples, the five Buddha families are complete. Then there are the four elements within their bodies, which are the consorts. And then there is the internal faculties, such as the eye, and the external faculties, such as form, which are the male and the female bodhisattvas. And then there's the eight great joints in the body, and the eight joints are the male and the female wrathful ones.
Dan dunji dang, dunji gla dang, wanze gla tamje, reg wanze sin duta, darade, dorje semba, sanchin regjik se, regjik chad yobares, jirdang da, regjik na mandu yores, regjik nandu. Dan de pa, Tela pa ye na pen samwarik som jin ye na dene Degin Hibare down, Dorji Reg down, Bemereg se, Pareg Somnache. Dean Par Sendu, Javaring Alasche. De Pa Yawa Sendu, Tambareg Jas, Tene, Hua Yipjani down, Chantong, Ngapjung Abje, or Data in the Tambareg Ja, or the now in a Pai Yon, Pai the Navi and Guri, then turn to the Daradi. Dorjisen pa sanji rik jik la tsandu ba ta te taba yin sadu ten din som de tsang yu ri song do.
So the deities which are generated in front of ourselves, and then the empowerment substances, all have a single family by their nature. And that is the single family that encompasses them all is Vajrasattva, who is the single family of the great secret. And then, so there's a single family, the single one. And then when the single one becomes divided up, becomes multiplied, first it becomes three. The three secrets or secret families, which are the Buddha family, the Vajra, and the Lotus family. And then these three are further divide into the 5 families, and these 5 further divide into the 100 families, consisting of the 42 peaceful ones and the 58 Harukas or wrathful ones, but all of them are subsumed within the single family, and that is the Lord of all families, Vajrasattva, who is of the single family of the great secret. So for this reason, within one, the 3 seeds are complete.
Ta tender tambar regja ga la so nde tene juwo ga za dang rimba zangkor ning ga zangkor de zangkor tamje la ramji ma kan da kanda be cha yo ba de so chama hi cha yo re de ang kap yini hyo chogo yo ba re strength ni andi kabla de zang ko chogo yo
the zangkor rimshin deni kala sumsum
Tara tambar regja ga la yo la so yo wa Hwa yip zani dang chantong ap chi zab je de lan de so tam che jiwo ge zangkor rim be zangkor ning ge zangkor de wa ge zangkor sang wa ge zangkor la so ba san ne ge zangkor tam je la kan da wen ne yo ba de ni hip cha dan da ben ne je yo res den de so ang kap yin hyo cho go yo re ta ta ra ngarang so ga ha go go ya de din som chang la se de so chur wang gur du da zong go ya ke din som chang la se je te ha go go yo ro tan de kang re sin tam bo din hi ban de le jar ke de pa cha ro song do pa cha shi ban de gang tar sa de tara de hi pa ta hi ma sen de kan dar jawa re ngari so de ni sem pa da sema cha so Chowa da chomo cha song ding de som chen zomba de la ko yo paris de som chen ngo na zom ne ta de la ko yo te ta la re la chang ge yu du ta dong ji na din som chang de yu zang ngu su la yong su zo ga ji ji ko ji le ma chang na ya wang tu ko yo re so de ha go so de
and so the 100 deities, the peaceful and wrathful deities, and then abide within the channels and chakras of one's various places. So in the crown and the throat and the heart, the navel, the secret chakra, and so on. So there is a very detailed explanation on that, which we will explain at a different time. But now what we need to understand is that when empowerment is conferred, the 3-seed mandala of the deity is complete. the term seed in Sanskrit means Buddha, and so it is a seed that comprises the male and the female Buddhas, the 5 dhyani Buddhas, the male and the female bodhisattvas, and the male and the female wrathful ones. And these are complete within each deity. So the 3 seeds are complete within each deity in an absolute sense. And therefore, even if they're not complete in a manifest sense, therefore the empowerment can still be obtained.
Oh yeah. Then the other dorji song yibadeke. Tokpa ma ji bedun kong chu song. Then the kare song yore shubaina. Bei shi da dongji shi sen yi yobare. Da wang to wang huba gapsu. Da so so wang top yong ba. De du so so la yi shi bei shi da dongji shi. Dan de la naro badang ngabda metri badang dane marpa chujulo jitang teni joban jikti sumjung gombo tamje ke da gonsor gomba ke teso ndawo de te samandra manando na da sunk yore te dong to langawa yo maride de gang risina de kapso zo de kares shugo yoresina wang simba hirab yishi ge wang ndele chuyong ge yoware tambo te jegen.
So now we come to the 4th Vajra statement, which says, one does not master the meaning if the realization of both sample and actual gnosis did not arise. So what we're speaking about here is when we receive empowerment, we speak about 2 kinds of wisdom. There is the illustrative wisdom, and there's the ultimate, the actual wisdom. And with regard to that, Naropa and Maitrapa, Marpa Chugalodu, and so on, Jikten Sumgön, they have very unique perspective on this. But yet, even though their perspective is this, it is not in contradiction in an ultimate sense to what others say. And so mainly wisdom we are speaking about here first is the occurs during the 3rd empowerment, during the wisdom awareness empowerment.
Tandela tambo joban jiktin sunggung ge yisorde hubaina wang sumba hira yishi ge wang todu di yishi de bei yishi yin so dongji yishi yin de so so lo toba ma ji na ha ko to ma ri song re toba ma ji be dun kong mu chu sung ju den jiktin sunggung ge yisor yidang ro wa.
And so now with regard to Jikten Sumgön's perspective in the context of the 3rd wisdom awareness empowerment. Now, this wisdom that is realized there, that arises there, is it the illustrative wisdom or is it the ultimate wisdom? And so Jikten Sumgön is saying that if realization does not arise within oneself, then one will not know whether it is the illustrative or the ultimate wisdom. So that is, one does not master the meaning if the realization of both, also sample and actual, is the illustrative and the ultimate wisdom did not arise.
Tande wang sumbande dung tola hirab yishik wang shibande dung tola nda chade yuri ringma timba chaja kin la la do chaja lebja leg chaja no chandu ringman sindi tin ne then ringman sindi dang jorwa zamindu then jorwa de la ngui dewa ji ta te da dewa de teni ta ngote ne teni ti detong de ngo chu go dewa de ngo chu go yora ta dewa de kandar detong ngo chu go yora ti detong ngo chu ba de ta lopung ke jenari ta tara ngote endu pa ngote ya te teni dada naro pa sundu tongi hi te ri de yoro yusonre teni ngabda mitri pa sundu te pe ishi te pe ge ishi ri ma do tongi hi te mari song tanda song bare teni mapa chujulo du ge te nika gungba te ngawa mi pare song ta tanda je song yong ku barwa
So during the third empowerment, the wisdom awareness empowerment, one unites, one is given a consort, an authentic, qualified consort with whom one unites in karma mudra, and through this union, bliss arises. And here one is to recognize the empty nature of bliss. And so that which is introduced here by the master during the empowerment, according to Naropa, is the actual wisdom. But according to my Trippa said that this is not the ultimate wisdom, it is the illustrative wisdom. And then Marpa, says that actually those two perspectives are actually not contradictory.
Tan Jikten Sumgön ge sundu ta tumi linji jibi shi jula ma ji ba yina pe da dong ngo hi to ma re so lakpar de chaja chimbo se je de pe chung de mi ba re so re chaja chimbo de pe kin chung mu ba ji is de yimba de gombo pamo ba ke long zhang ne ndra song yo ba re
in long de yora ba
Pacha yu na test yapo jing ma tambu nge long de ma jor yong ro sakje dewe chagu tang la chin de chin yin la je di mini che be dong ne rin do
este es que hago se no como
ta kantar de ringa na la tara ringma setting tin te ke kaps dewa je dewa de ngo te ndu tonga lo ngo chu no wa je u so de tong ge hi nda pachir ti kap je dewa de te chang ngo chu to mari sung je na wa je insare sams ti long ke nan dong de pamo to ba ke nan dong de
ti dewa di ke te dewa di ngo sin to ke yo mari sung de no
Ti dewa de tate nga sanong ro mambo tang ba in de la ta de la pan che zo lo che kare yor Jikten sung go gong ba yi ga bi ndu de la kare string chok yor sina ta lama chini dim ba de ni teni so so la ta Gandar Nyamnyong Tseding ke tanda ke teni labjat sosol tomdu teni sosu jula te toba che ya che yonga yore sumbarwa onda tabla teni tungji shi tabje nguzing ke yosare samso
Jikten Sumgön ki teni ina pammo robate Yeah, but loan the common dog. The Deva the ngos in your young ngos in your married teacher.
Mus there's a young there's there patcher there's a mus and your marison, there's a match teji Tunji hit the chag marism son sungerendo.
Oh,
Sakjek devari sanata, Tinisami de Vacha Marewa. Then a son to a Sakje de Sakutan Lassi.
Sakchek de Vasama de Vacha Maris Muda.
Sakjek deva in Raulung Zondwa.
Oh, they don't in a young.
They don't in a young, they don't in they don't mean but they don't mean
they don't remember. Hina and Pamudu belong to they don't go along your Sakchek it was on.
That in Deva de Rimala team to take up Deva Telang Zonga, that did Sakje Deva, the Sami Deva. That Chetan Mapawa Jake Rimala Timbadni and Dagmaraya, Chetan, the Namjapanyam Yamni, Centovoka Tevi in the Tenete Sakje Deva in Bando, Sondwa, the long dinner. Sakje
Devara.
About your long the Mandarin and long the Tinamayan and the Saro.
Let's take the YouTube. This is confusing the WhatsApp. They don't be so young, Sakchek is so young, shall go to me.
They'll color this your that. Tambo Tahit and about the church Yanger and the mountain lounge when they see in Ronality.
Tilong di parto Jona. Di parto to you long Gichilla Mambo de Shikara. Long di parto Mambo Minda. So, according to Lord Jikten Sumgön, then he says that if the immaculate convergent wisdom truly doesn't arise within one, then one will not recognize either the illustrative or the ultimate wisdom. It is because Mahamudra is without characteristics or illustration, actually. So then, so there was this quote by Mahamudra. I found a little bit confusing, so I asked some questions about it. So I guess Khenpo asked me to not mention this quote now. He will explain it again. All right. So
yeah,
all of this.
George Harvey.
Mata di Jikten sung ta Mahamudra ba kilong di joy amara danda.
Te mato ba George Sain bai. Ale on hai.
Tingon la mambo shira menda.
Ale on George sorry. Dan dere de tarap one jipa kapche tene ta ya yom job dewa de ngo chu undu ta tomba la ha ko ne de tomba ni da ha ko de tong ha ko de su su ju la de tong gi hi je gwas dan de tong ji shi ri se ne sung kin je wu so na ro ba tong gi shi ri so me ti ba ke pe shi ri so teni da ma ba ke Dong de do na dong ji shiri ma do ba gao pe yi shiri teni kong na ni gong ba la na ro ma zhi ni ge gong ba ga wa yo ma ri song ba ten Jikten sung gong ke ta te pe yi shiri so dong ge shiri se xie go ai na dang bo de la ta ra de do ba ju de jie go yo ri song ba ta do ba ju le jie go ri song de ta long ka ren de yin go yo ri sina Dina na long jig de Mahamudra belong jin ring go Mahamudra belong ring ya de courage in ring go yorusina Bi hike donji hinchun nukuyo maris. Chaja chimbo sejate Kantar Pekin Chun Tokuyo Mariso. Tatin Chun Mutate Gansina Gobo Pamotobake Sakye Dewe Tsagutang la Chinsi Dechin Yin la Mini Tsebe Dong Sendu Da Ko Sakye Ko Chabu Wange Rimala Joaji Jeba Inayang. Dini detong ihi nigmaris, dini detong ihi mani wa maze, tegin koala sijin chengro yoris, cebe dong, si layang cebe dong ya de, koala sijin chengro yoris, koala drop to yo mariso. De song do. Tasibo chasan.
Tasibo chasan. So, to go over this section again. So during the fourth empowerment, we are introduced to the union through the bliss that arises through the union of the male and the female consorts, and this bliss is to be recognized as empty. So the wisdom of bliss emptiness arises, and now according to Naropa, this bliss is the ultimate absolute wisdom. According to Maitreya, it is the illustrative wisdom. And Marpa says that if you realize its meaning, it becomes the ultimate wisdom. And if you do not realize its meaning, it is the illustrative wisdom. And for this reason, those two statements are not in contradiction. And so Jikten Sumgön then says that in order to know whether it is the illustrative or the ultimate wisdom, first of all, realization has to arise within the mind. And so he says that in general, the illustrative wisdom an illustration cannot illustrate the ultimate. So Mahamudra cannot be shown through an illustration, actually. So this is his point of saying that first of all, realization has to arise in order for one to know what it is. And so then there is to support this statement, there's a quote which is not here, but there's a quote by Mahamudra, who is saying that if one unites with a consort that is not qualified, and so if the bliss that arises is contaminated or not defiled bliss that arises out of attachment, then from that sort of union, the wisdom of empty bliss will not arise. And that kind of union will further bind one to samsara, so it will not lead to liberation from samsara.
Oh, yeah. That Dorji song Ngapate. Then da Chibirimba Dun Yong Yin song. Dek Dorji song dek think you're that the song Goya de Yang. Kirem Sibandala Kirem Siban the Gunda in son da Sunki Yo de Pari. Then Jikten Sungunke then Kirem Yongrub in son. Chetang Yongrub Shiba de Tambo Garere, Gunda Shiba Garere, Yewang Shiba de Garere de Jekubaina. Yongrub Shiba de Chuni Duma Sejing, Duma Chejing, Lunchitaba de la Yongrub Seriorwa. Chuni Duma Seba, Jujin Duma Zeba. Then ko Jig Zu de Bama, but Lunchitra Yombatella, then Yongrub Sevarua. te kunta hiba de teni kantar nga da zong ne teni chadang ge yor na zo ban de zo la kuntas teni yingwang hiba de ta semdang teni lege mege ke ndeve dedo la su ban jong do an de zo tam je la yingwang se ge yor ba dan de yang 준타 그 현대 군다 영화 용접 단계는 신이 다 이어봐도 신이 더 망보 신이의 신이 더 망보 요거 요러 감들은 대장 거 초고 요바리 된도 군다스는 된다지리 다 된도 이왕스는 된다지리 용접스는 된다지리 스타데 하고네 다 지브른 바선 지름 시반데 되네 다 직팅 송고 그 용접인 손네 되나 손나 요레스
Then we come to Vajra statement number 5, which says the stage of cultivation is the absolute nature, which is in response to people's claim that since the stage of cultivation imputes what does not exist, it is complete conceptualization. So first to explain those terms, in the absolute nature, or completely accomplished, literally, then the term complete conceptualization and being controlled by other. So regarding this absolute nature or completely accomplished, it is the absolute nature is something that is uncompounded. It is a true reality that is uncompounded, unfabricated, spontaneously accomplished. And complete conceptualization is when various objects appear in the mind that arise due to grasping at a self, thoughts of attachment and aversion and so on. And then being controlled this way is that when virtue and non-virtue arise within the mind, the result will be controlled as being happiness and suffering. So with regard to these terms, according to the philosophical tenet systems, there are many defining characteristics, but this should do for now. So anyways, Sumgön says that the generation stage, or the stage of the cultivation here, is completely accomplished, so is the absolute nature.
Kantar jirim chibade yondro yin songdu yondro yimbade kantar yimba la yimba dardu ji yonko yori madoke mayimba chila yimba dardu ji yonko yoba maris di jimtsin ke jirim de dunu yondro chada yori song da Jikten Sumgön ke yibgung chebarwa chik chada yorwa de jirdang azu jirim shibande rak chawani ya saung la sobani ya teni rakpa drajing badala jirems zoram sendu teni rakpa ni char chamo la ma phamne chamo ni ma char ma jing badala zorams sangha kapsu jizoni teni ndoi kapsu bigona hine da lamthong da ji chado yobarwa.
So the generation stage being completely on the absolute level accomplished, what it means is that when we are visualizing, then we are not creating something that doesn't already exist, but we are recognizing how it actually is, how it actually exists. So for this reason, the generation stage is primordially accomplished, is primordially established. And that's also a unique perspective of Lord Jikten Sumgön. So during the generation stage, we begin on a subtle level with the seed, and then we develop that into the more coarse, elaborate form. And during the completion stage, it is reversed. So from the more coarse state, it becomes increasingly subtle. And so from the coarse, it dissolves into the subtle. So in the secret mantra, we talk about the generation and the completion stages. In the sutra path, we talk about the shamatha and vipassana.
Tachinam de la Chirtan me ngunzang ngachi dorji yichi choga sumji kejik tongji sin jinam la yawa yesen do de jongzi chader jongzi jang yi de garir sina jine ye de jang go yores jine ye garire perna ta khamson de jewa lin du jine yebo garong de tin jewa lin go yo za ta te jang go yorwa khamson la jewa la ya malin chi de le de nyomo ba wang ge jewa la ya malin chi de te jang go yorwa ta te jang ye de gare cha de yo barisina perna gongji serna gonga korang ge nani ta nor bo tang tar bo la so ba ke to ne chalong song yong ba de sol tra la gongji se jine dang bo gongji de da we ina perna cha chung chung la so ba de tam ji gongji cha de yo ba teni dang ngar ji si ba de teni ama gen ngal la teni ta nor bo chang char bo tar bo la so ba ge ge ne teni kimchi Mingna Naji Lasso Bawang Remji, Ya Salon Song Watela, Rectila Narchis. Taperna Tatang, Palandang, Tam Nasotsama, the Narchicha de Yorwa. Teni Drujis, Kiwasan but Druji Shibate, Teni Nartan Gonga Tabo Ganya Maiba, Druji Majibu Maro, Drushelijiba, Dru the Hirni, Korani Latin, Jiumba Jayore. Then that Avina. Pedela, Chema lab, Yoko, around the Chema lab, you are butterfly. That's on our Teni Jujis, that Juji Hibanda Perna Pardola Sobatan, Teninga he Tala Sobatan, Ndela Sobanga Heta Jujis, Yoko Yobare. The Dijum there, go on board there. Remchi Jimchi to drop Mogoba, one botsama lind driving barry. Ina Lala or a tumble de join.
So for the generation stages, there's generally 4 different kinds of generation stage. They're called the 5 awakenings, the can doji jiden choko sumden songso. Ina dinala choko jiden doji sumden songdo.
Ngak te yet tonso. Dinner namjing also be dorji jiji.
Doji jiden song doji ji songdo.
Dorji jiji song.
Yeah. So normally, so here in this text, for some reason, it says 4 rituals and 3 vajras, but actually Khenpo says normally it is 4 vajras and 3 rituals. And then there is the instantaneous visualization. And these are 4 bases or 4 methods to purify 4 places of birth. There's 4 ways in which we can take birth within the 3 realms of samsara. And so in order to not again take birth in an afflicted karmic existence in those 3 realms of samsara, we practice the 4 kinds of generation stage to purify those. The first way of taking birth is to take birth through from an egg. And for example, this is inside an egg. You have the yolk, and then that slowly develops into like a bird, for example, stage by stage. And then you have there's the womb, birth from the womb. Like we are born from the wombs of our mother or other animals, where first are an embryo and we develop into a fetus and so forth until we develop the different body parts, become a human being. Or there's other animals like tigers and cows and so on who take birth through a womb. And then there is birth from heat and moisture, such as a butterfly, for example, so not born from a womb-born egg. And then there is the miraculous or instantaneous birth. There's, for example, one takes birth in the barroom, or one becomes a god, a deity, or a demon. They are instantaneously born, so they are not born in take birth in stages, but they appear instantaneously.
Oh yeah, that the Jawa the Lala Soba Zuji Cha de do then not so come to Din Shibande Ngarjila come to Din Shibade Yosari, Kolukaton Yang Chakjin Sango and Ngarjit so. Not such a Juji on the Yapunda, take the Yapunda, which is what the inner the come to the sit the Juji la Pacher Tsanga summary. The Nachi Tamjela, the come to the Tsanga, sorry, Telatinian, that Kolukatonian, Chepawajari, the door, Melusirand.
Dennis Tundro Korongal gave it and so on to Sangara.
Tundola Tsanga, the Nakim, Sela Tsanga Kandrop.
Nagatamara.
What is Tsanga Tsanga?
And so then, so the deity arises instantaneously, or a god, and all beings who are born from a womb possess 6 elements, and that's actually a criteria that makes the body unique. So it seems that miraculous birth, the word in itself just sounds better, but actually it is surpassed by the body endowed with 6 elements, and so which is why also the precious human body is precious.
Ta Gong Chik Gong Chik the Ngunzang Tachiram Sen du Jonziri Larwa Jonziri Landu Tenita Ngunzang Chide Kyobpa the Khenpo Chade Yore, the Khenpo Tenzin and Jikten Sumgön go on it, Dorjison Himan song Yore, Tenzin, Tikala Kyobpa, Jikten Ching Yore Samake, Munzang Ajiserte in a Kyobpa. Tapema la Subadin, Teni Ale Davas, Teni Kale Nimas, Teni Tikala. Ta ala the Kali Nimata Ti Pardo, Teni categories na High Chansi Perna Dorje Taba. Teni te some Honkin Simba. Data gom. Then it the Hong Tele, Hong Tagatele, Uzern Trine, that Uzern Tron the Gene, then it tell it Lako Yonsoba Jin Bate, Munzang Ajis. Unzang Ajis, Umbar Jang Choba Ajis, Umbar Jang Choba Gavar Chobrisina. Dawa data melon ishi. Nyamate nyamni ishi. Sound chansinte sordo ishi. Then that tamji ribate jadro ishi. Then go zobate Chuyen ishi la Jangchoba sin, that open ya, that he gone hibana, Yijiram, hiba the Chavani, ya Rapalaya, Remjiram Ji in Kuyorba, then that Avaji Chad Yuring Uzangajishbat.
So, to explain the fivefold awakening a little more, because that's very important. It also will occur in a different Vajra statement later on, and you may be familiar with that, but just to explain it briefly. So first there's the lotus flower and so on, the seed, and then from the Sanskrit vowels, the moon appears, and from the consonants, the sun appears. And then there's the deities implement, which is, for example, the Vajra. And then that is marked with the seed syllables, such as the Hung. And then from the Hung, light radiates, and then the entire deity manifests. So then these five awakenings, this five-fold visualization also represents the five wisdoms. It is the lotus flower is the mirror-like wisdom. The sun is the equanimity wisdom. The seed syllable and implement together, the individually discriminating wisdom. Then all of them combining is the activity accomplishing wisdom. And then the complete form is the Dhammadhatu wisdom. And so, as mentioned before, during the generation stage, the deity arises from the most subtle component into a more coarse or elaborate form of the deity.
Jine ye nang ke nge tahi ngobru we de Gong Chik de tambo ro lao teo de jine ye de ramba de ngar chi de tambo cha de yorwa ngar chi cha ang ba de jiren nang ba nga nang ke ma ro jiren nang ba ye nang ke dor ji ngun sang nga chi de tambo cha yong ge ro de yin zang ngun sang nga chi na na ale dara de dawa dan kalele nima seswa te tab chi indu kare jang ro go yorsina ngarchin de so da thamje pha ge ko adama ge chani le dine dene le ge bakcha ge titang na dene jewa len go yorwa tele te inza ta al ge dawa dan kal nima ge tna we rempe chi indu ti ge bakcha ge lo ra de jang ne Tebindu, Teni, Ti Pakchada, the Jandu, Tang Archiked, Pakchada Jandu Yobarwa, Marchi Pakchada Jandu Yobayuza, Darangaranzo, Chiram Yenanke, Muzangaji, the Tambo Tang, take Janki te, Teni Archi the Janka Yuris, Teni Yentam Jeram Brambeza, Karam Trabion Yuris.
So the first place, or the first kind of birth that is being purified is actually the womb, even though before I mentioned the egg, but the womb is the first one. And the first kind of generation stage is the fivefold awakening. And so the fivefold awakening generation stage purifies birth from the womb. So we have said before that from the Sanskrit vowels appears the moon, and from the consonants the sun. So in the context of womb birth, these represent the father's semen and the mother's blood. And when these come together, then through one's own karmic imprints, one takes birth in the womb. So one practices this generation stage in order to purify those karmic imprints of the sun and the moon coming together, and one's own karmic imprint of taking birth in the womb. So of the four kinds of generation stage, this is the first one, the fivefold awakening that purifies the birth from the womb.
Ta tenda when jonzi jire namba yatang jang ye jine yela so ba tenda when nyamli chi ndu kandar ta jiren kne kapso mada bnawang da tamje tabung wala jondo ya te jiren nyamli rale do yobarwa te inza teni ta ngacho tunkar na che nang yin somdang teni jardang ge jude tamje nana senang sang som sine ta te ta ge yawa sine kandar chi gen jongwa nang ge teni lu de da tamje che gen jongwa tamje tin yaye kang la jin ro dang nang gen ro tamje pung a la su ba tamje ta la dang la mo ge ran yin la jin de teni mada banawa de yong su ba nam de teni takpa ba hi gen or te ta ya yongju yo ba re de yongju yo ba de yang yin ba tar de ji indu yong yo re son de kar chim bo cha de yo re yin ba tar de ji de wa ina yong yo ma ri yong na yang pin do yo ma ri ten ji ring sung gong ba ter ba yin ba tar de ji indu ta te ta de yin de yo re teni te ta ban rev de min to yo re son.
The four kinds of generation stage purify the four places of birth. And during the practice of the generation stage, like the purpose of it is to transform our impure perceptions into pure perceptions. So in the context of the Kala chakra, for example, there are three aspects: the outer, the inner, and the other. In general, in the different classes of Tantra, we speak about the outer, the inner, and the secret. On the outer level, there are the elements. On the inner level, the body, everyone's body, and so on. So the outer is the support, the elements that make up the immeasurable, the boundless palace. And on the inner level, there's the five aggregates and so forth, the gods and the goddesses, the deities. And so during the generation stage, all impure perceptions subside and everything appears in a pure way. And so it happens when we visualize according to how things actually are. When we acknowledge that this is how things actually are, it does not happen, it does not become pure when we visualize while thinking that we are generating something, that we're creating something that doesn't actually exist. So if we approach it from that way, then it will not happen. So pure perception will not arise. And even if it arises, it is of no benefit, according to Lord Jikten Sumgön. So when we practice a generation stage, when we visualize, things become pure when we, or the result will ripen when we actually see things as they really are, when we recognize that what we are visualizing is how things actually are.
Alright, that take your things just taranga so dorji yiji choga yiji dorji sumji the pacher dorji yiji ri choga sumji ri samsong
Tana karare da this go kerang samna karare
nga sam the dorji yiji choga sumji ri samna te tyung barwa tane
oh yeah
tani an derwana me dorji choga yiji dorji sumji insa te chorang so jingji ra ha ko ndo marwe tani da ti odo te chenyam de pajor yoro doze tani tukba de ramjon na lan jukbu choga gus dorji son tukba de ndare dan de tangbo rangjong shiba de pen hune chepar chin din ba jiwa humala da tanda ke nyamni yabu yungkin tanda tara jiwa lindu tini jiwa langba dang sosu ju la nyamda tokpa tanda ke nyamdo yu de ki tanda yu re dan doso la tini ying sundu doso ya lamlan jubu chi de lamram ke ramba ke choga doso gogumari songbare teni dan Jikten Sumgön ko to solo gogri is to solo slapper to gogri is on that is on gorwa
so here in the text with regard to the other kinds of generation stage, the commentary here does say that there are 4 rituals and 3 vajras, but so actually it's supposed to be 4 vajras and 3 rituals. In any case, you can read that later. And now for the next vajra statement, number 6, it says, for those to whom samadhi arises naturally, rituals of entering into the mandala are important. So if someone in a previous life has been a good practitioner, then now in this life they will have like an experience and realization that arises more naturally. And so other people claim that for those individuals, it is not necessary not to, they do not require a ritual for entering the various stages of the path. But Jikten Sumgön says that actually, in particular, they require the rituals for entering the path.
Perna Chenang Chepar de Jamru Genji, Songswa, de in the Tambo, Jamru Dombani, Gozo de Tene Durbakapje, Nangake, Gadrup Nam Yatang, Tene Janchok some Sangunyali, Jopara de Simpacapso. Tene Ta Tara Nalami Capso, music Wang Dang, Trozik Tila so Baramji, Tosola Goguru Yure, so there Gobi Junsin Karesina, Karechi Goari, Chimata, the Nyamto Jule Din Sonata, Tenitema, Gomada, some sound of Euro on a Sokutande. Tanda solo Gori, so Goya Junsin the Karesina, the Samsan Lam Gorsibari, so Naransu Gorsa, Shorsas, and your Chaja Chimbos Gonde, or Teta Lam Gondrisibarisi. O tati korsa de Monroe Chido, Teni Tata Sotam Gogure, Langer and Batasorian, Soba, Gogure, somebody.
As it is said that the difference between outer or inner, Buddhist and non-Buddhist, is taking refuge. And so a path begins with taking the refuge vow, and according to the Vinaya, there are the various discourses on what is prohibited and what is permitted and so on. And then one enters the path of the bodhisattvas. One practices the causal vehicle of the paramitas, and one enters the path of the secret mantra, and where one receives the ripening empowerment and the liberating instructions. So one goes gradually in this way. And some people, it may seem that when one is born, or if one already has experience and realization, then it would seem that one doesn't need to engage in this graduated path. So Jikten Sumgön is saying one has to still engage in the graduated path, because sometimes it is possible for one to go astray, to deviate from the path. For example, in the practice of Mahamudra, there are different deviations and so forth, sidetracks that may arise. And so in order for that not to happen, in order to not go astray, it is necessary to follow this graduated path.
Ta lam kor sunga yina deni ta sangje ala deni junrung bongon dogrewa jumre ke chik sambrangzo yinza lang ke chik tam kor sunga yina tel papa ke nonchar shor yongori nonchar shor bala tine sangje ya ke chan ro yoro tenda yinza ta korsa de sola ma shov chi de teni lapar de go yoro so dan
and so if one deviates onto a false path, then enlightenment will take a very long time. And so, as Jikten Sumgön also said elsewhere, karma, cause and effect is the natural expression of moment-to-moment thoughts. Because it is possible that one sidetracks, one deviates, and such sidetracks and deviations are hindrances to enlightenment. Therefore, it is especially necessary to follow the path in this way.
Ta teni dorji song dumba de hla na tamjin simbi yung din din song dan de song ya de yang ying gi ba la kare resina hla tamje shar ndamada chala ndamada da tamje durza tang soso tanrawa te ta be yong do ko yore se tanda song ko yore se yina yang de Kyobpa Jikten Sumgön ke de tsama tsimpe de yongtin din ba cha de yuri gom de an tsin da pebje din ba gong go yore song re tan tsin da pebje shiban de ndoi ka su jirdang arang zun tsin zambo sumje da pebje jejo shiba de ndoi ka su yi sorwa ndoi ka su deni nga ka su sumje da jejo jejo Sinzang Sinzang Sunchu Sony Marve Gongda Bibze Jeju the Tama Doi Capsi Yibarwa Tanga Capso, then he cartin young girls that is so Tandibutoni Tinning around so Gongo Yori Singha Capson Simpen to so Chango Yorwa.
Next we come to Vajra statement number 7, and so here Jikten Sumgön says all deities possess the qualities of the major and minor marks, and other people claim that the deities of mantra with the different faces and arms resemble the trainee's needs. So Jikten Sumgön says that actually all the deities possess the quality of the major and minor marks and also should be visualized as such. And so according to the sutra path, we speak about 32 major marks and 80 minor marks. According to the tantric path, there are the 9 moods of dance, within which these major and minor marks are complete.
도 퍼센트 바장 값수 진상 손인데서 탐제 저당대 다 장초적 수주심자 된요와 ndso lam nyams limperamba wande chenenteni 다 산젤데 침비 용tin so travel 용와와 joto sortine 다 nga 값수 teni yedan la tamji jung ban xin yongding zo ba xiada yinzang da xi jinren du yong rob song ba yin de teni yongding gong go yore song ba re lakpar de dara de sanga dorje te ba ke timler je me de song wa dan de da wala chimbi din me din ke te chwa me ba chin de pe je din ba yin zang teni de da ba je gong go yore si kai sina ye ne kapso simjin tamje sanje jungo hebarwa perna ndo parsin tikba kapso ye kapso simjin tamje sanje imbate simjin tamje jula kam deking nimbo yore song yorwa te pe go tone jula ma ke pe go tone he ko yobarwa teni gong hyu simba imba ta nga go toni kam deking nimbo dela main yim jig yimba jig da ang go te kare da ang go sne ye usar hi ba da ang go ro ye usar ta de ndu ye usar la tene yongdin ye ne din ba cha da yor wa de yin za tin de gong go ji de kar chim bo re so
So according to the sutra vehicle of the parameters, we speak about the major and the minor marks, and according to this vehicle, they are perfected as one engages gradually in the practice of cultivating the 37 aspects that are conducive to enlightenment. And then according to the tantric path, it is said that all the Yidam deities possess perfect qualities and are devoid of all faults. And so therefore, as we mentioned, the generation stage practice is primordially accomplished in its absolute state. And so therefore, because this is the primordial state, the qualities of the deity, the elements of the deity need to be visualized. They are the major and the minor marks. Especially according to the Vajrayana vehicle, there's an interdependence. And it is said that there is no doubt that the major and the minor marks are complete within the appearance of the deity, and therefore we have to visualize the deity accordingly. In the context of the basis, the ground, we say that all sentient beings have the essence of a Buddha. So according to the sutra path, for example, it is said that all beings possess Buddha nature. According to the Uttara Tantra, that is explained, Buddha nature is explained in terms of like illustrations and causes. According to the tantric path, it is given a different name. This Buddha nature is referred to as the ground luminosity that primordially possesses all imperfect qualities. And for this reason, it is important to visualize the deity accordingly.
다 dendu yedan dara nga gap la tamjin simbi demba gongona karjinyang go tab gongori barwa ta karjinyang go nange tambo de kar gigpas pena yasut tem ta nga so aso ndo yogara teke maha chungze mani de ba tawje ta nga so ke khaho dang la de ha ko ye shar
khabu tap sana
ta tem aso ke ma khate ma desni de ba ndo ji yorwa
tem so
tong sai jinga
알았어. 나 가인 통문도.
알아요. 네, 저 가르냥 그 띵도 진통 진호전에서.
내가 나 건.
네래.
그거
치아 요라 치아 예 요라. 치아 예다. 아하 그 치아 되게 마하게 샤데 마 종데 완도 지요. 대 기바스. 다양한 바 기바지 그 기바 파와. 되니 무독바 구바 되니 직바 힌지 시와스 데다 가르치냥 거다 덴바 공고 요레스.
And so as we mentioned, according to the tantric path, the deity possesses all the major and the minor marks, and that is represented by the visualizing the deity possessing the 9 moods of dance. So the first one is like charming. So I don't see the relation here, but so I can't see Khenpo, but I guess he demonstrated this. So there's like 4. It's more like impassionate, I would guess. I don't know. It's really charming because we are speaking about the 4 teeth, the fangs, and Khenpo demonstrated how that looks, and so that's the like maybe impassionate or charming gesture. Anyways, and then the others are bravery, unpleasant.
Gipa
그냥
ndrhie jao
그냥 참마 송마송에
nge lawyong
참마 라고 말해
chama lawyong
그냥 랍스 말해
lami nge ndor de la yen
레레신도 랍스마 다른 나라 레레신도 랍메바
ni ma do lami
이는 다른 거 밍차마송
aya
so I will just give the list and then Khenpo will explain. So charming, charm, bravery, unpleasant, savage, laughter, fearsome, compassionate, awesome, and peaceful.
Oh yeah, that power shibande teni jin ya de de ba ta ju sung do power jin ya dang de ban do yo de modok ba hid de hin de de ba chonyer teni gu ba shiba de ha ha la so ba ge dra de ta ba na ba tin de ba teni tra hyor se de tin hin gu ba
구바로와
구바 되니 자혈을지도 힌도 주바 다 예단플라 하장게 주바 여러분 직바 히바든지 직스로와 단색 딘바 담지 그때 예단라 전진 됐더니 소수 샘데 예단라 라우 임바 하고네 드라 연거리 단색 미바 담지 그때 예단라 동지 해네 드라 온르 된 직바 직스로와 담이 담진 직다던 직바 되니 닌제스 닌제 히바데 되니 텔라단데 해자던 저제 온도 카헤게 진자 진낭의 데스 마본로 요데바데 닌제 그 안서스 카헤양 진제 데바 강힐라 되니 닌제 그 냠 요데바 던다지 진라
진데 데바나 치레
진당 데바 나 당데바
진당
되니 희와 시바데 지테니 야 샤르소 야 장보 요데바 장보를 요데바 다데다 가지냥고 데소다 라초 신비 창고다
Shiva gin ching karare. Dang deba.
Mare Hare Dumba.
Shar
Dumba Supas.
shar dang deba.
Shar Yo Masomba. Yo Debando Tang. Dinama Yemba. Chunir Yoba Gang Hila Hardilla ko Tango Yando, Tata Dongiro Tang de Wando.
So then there is a bravery where sometimes the eyes of the deity are wide open and looking upward. And unpleasant is more fierce appearance of the deity. Then there's like wild or awesome expression when a deity expresses sounds like haha and so on. Then savage is extremely wrathful. Then fearsome is a fearsome appearance. And so in any case, for example, regarding this one, when it is said that when one possesses Samaya, then one will recognize that the appearing deity, what appears is that expression of the Yidam deity. But if one does not possess Samaya, then one will become afraid of the deity. So that's regarding the fearsome one. And then there's compassionate appearances. Sometimes one mark of that is that the inside of the eyes are red. And then there is peaceful, and that is the face of the deity appears like it clearly is without like being altered in any way.
Hota wona talang gahel perna pamo la payar yoba yorwa pamo ke nada ye la payar yoba de tamding ke jiwo la ta ngo yoba tela soba ke tala tunrung ngoni jin tsoda teni simbe yoba kandabo gongore sangorwa ta lamsang te tingirwa then teni namjung azoge yadang la gonde sarwa takpa timba sin somdoa then dikap ha go yore sarwa shiba de yadam kla de melong le zuni kharwa tsam mayin ba chu chenan de zuni kharwa tsam mayin ba ransem dekhin nimbo zhima yin dagwa yin ba ge dekhin nimbo yamna tara de yi usal ta de da ngul khar go yore de da sem ti de ngul khar go yu ba indu ta sarwa sitin yedam la de soko mandipa pinsu mandipa machokpa manarpa sarwa sarbo gomne chekterwa sarwas ta takpa shibandal tong go yora ta so simjin ge wa jin de so gonde ta takpa ina kareres perna la yare marpo jina tani leja nang ka wang le de bala tani tarade la yare marpo dang tani tarade hwa la karpo dang jeba la serpo dang tela soba ke tani la ke yare de so kumdo ktoni chungdong de chang go ro takpa 다른 위데 되니 철생 그 뭐도 상 당이나 파열 요바데 가래 레페나 뉴몽바 뜨묵 다고게 다르와다 뉴몽 뜨묵 다고 달라 되니 파열 요데 바다 되니 라카헬라 차라 조요나 파르데 심바 조 파르심바게 되니 달라 데이터가 향한 거에도 다 데이터가 하고 보더니 배는 치와 이해다가 치와 이해는 딤바 이해 되니 신지 말로 봐 내로 또 대봐 Tela soba tadin win. Tini ti takpa tia chukzam tadin sepa mayen pa timpa asi. Namju ngajar yedam la ngajar timpa se suso rani la le jina ya. Tini timpo. Yina mina san tesom za ya moko ba. Rani za mayen pa yedam la jin du tini ko timpa togu ya karchin barwa. Tini darang su hine gomdo ya so tartong rebu to so la timpa to ya so la tini pinto yung yo zang. Ta te tabu to ni tini hakwa to ni gom simpe so gongo yoris.
So, for example, the deities appear in different ways. So, for example, there's Vajra, who has a sow's head behind her right ear, or Hayagriva on his crown has a horse head, and so on. So one may then think that how we can see those deities with animal heads as possessing the major and the minor marks. So at this time, what we need to see is when we practice a Yidam deity, it must possess three aspects. The aspect of clarity, of purity, and stability. In terms of clarity, when you visualize the deity, it is not merely like a reflection appearing in a mirror or like a reflection appearing in the water, but it is the appearance of one's own Buddha nature that is primordially pure of all flaws. What is the appearance of the ground luminosity? So it appears as that and completely unmixed with anything else, with incomplete brilliance or clarity. So that's the clarity aspect. And the purity, the second purity aspect, is where we recollect the purity of the deity's appearance. For example, if a deity is red in color, then that represents the magnetizing enlightened activity of the four enlightened activities. Or if it is white, it represents the pacifying activity. Or if it is yellow, it represents the increasing activity, and so on. So the colors of the deity represent an activity. Or when we think about the essence of the deity's mind, for example, the sow's head of Vajra is a sign of having purified the afflictive emotion of ignorance. Or some deities appear with 6 hands, and that is a sign of having mastered the 6 perfections. Or if they possess 4 fangs, it is a sign of the 4 noble truths, having realized the nature of those truths as it is without any misconception. And so when we visualize or when we recollect the purity, we are not just thinking about them for a moment and then not, but we also need stability. That's the third aspect. When you visualize yourself in the form of the deity, then it has to become stable. That is, without you having any doubts as to whether or not you are the actual deity. And also that's the ultimate result of practicing shamatha, for example. It has to become stable. So stability is the third aspect.
Dan de so zang soni peze je jo dinya de long correct du ko yoris na ju tani le zumi bang dene so tumba sum che zan yin sin zo peze je jo din song.
And so this point about the 32 major and the 80 minor marks is backed up by a scripture, a quotation from the Vajra Tantra. It says, in the blissful place of the lady's vulva. The teacher possesses the 32 major and the principal 80 minor marks.
Oh, yeah. Doju le som hla na zor cha song. Ta da hi la, jinram la gom du ya de so tam jie yang. Ta yang jerdang ge yi sor de song yo re, de la jerdang yi so la ta la la so ba tam jie so so ge ta la xian ji wan da ta de so le je zo ro ji ro yo ba man bo. Teni ta Jikten Sumgön sungdu doju le songwa. Doju dan tumba ke teni la zhiwa ina de tar de zhi. La yingbu teni la ke yingba ina de ta wi ying. Teni soso ke la gom de yang do de ju na songba na yin wen teni gongwa yore so.
Ki de simo me Vajra song karena.
Nghe lập ra chuyện ra.
Yeah. This Jikten Sumgön Jiksong ra tani koran konzo shemba karasung.
Doju darate la tanka zhide yang do dan ju na song yali songba na yin yun na zhago yorisi. The jik and the rabin jiri, jik and the razegri si teta the pachama yovajin. The son doju dan tunen to yorwaya. Ra? Apena lama give him so ke la yarzixa yorwa. Then the so that the tanka la trendu, do the ju dan tunga yumi tagora. Do the ju and tundu yona, de that the tre. Then is ziba de yang dabachade. Then do the June and the data Tunkamina. Then Tanyam and Jogo Yorwa, Yugo Sungo Yora Ganda. Then do Saka Yin at Sama. Do the Julet Togo Yoreso.
Each to some girls on Gerva.
Dere, do Jules lesson Lana Zor Sasson.
Then Shambaki, then he also shark had us in at the young Zong Chores, teach over his mother.
The Latin Ronki Mambo Yorwa, that Mambo Dutini, that the number G Chesona, the Nian Sam non trusting song.
So then there's Vajra statement number 8. So there are some who say that there are many who take the bodies of Tathagatas and Bodhisattvas that they have seen in visions or dreams as a principal deity. So the way it appears to them, they take that as principle. But Jikten Sumgön says that one must take the deities and so forth that Sutra and Tantra teach as the principal ones, which means that there must be, for example, when one paints a tanka, an image of a deity, then it must be painted or drawn in a way that corresponds to how a deity is described in the sutras and in the tantras. So it is, of course, fine for a master, like a lama and so on, to see a deity directly and then to draw it, paint it in this way. But before doing that, one has to first check with the sutras and the tantras as to whether or not what they have seen actually also exists in the sutras and in the tantras. So if the vision corresponds to the descriptions in the sutras and the tantras, then one can paint it or draw it in this way. And if it does not conform with the sutras and the tantras, then one should kind of a bit indifferent with regard to those visions.
Tandala zor chasong da dala gojo yore zor shibanda. 做切휴 dan do de ju le to go yore ma do ge yang na ba tham jie de do de ju la dong ge to la tok ding ba yor ba yang pe na da nyam lin jin de so la pe na la la so ba ting in jin che pra jing ge top ge de ni la xian ji ya na la de so ma la dang wa la so ba de so yong ge yore an de so tham jie yang这个有的送人嘛，都就是哪里送个有嘛的，但是做起吧的，但多的就能通过的大呢，但呢，这几个有的送人，但嘛都下球个有的是，下话的多就能通把样，下球个有的送人的，这那用个有的吧。
So the term principle here is important. So it means one principally one needs to. So mainly one needs to see whether or not one's vision or dream accords with the sutras and the tantras. So if someone is a practitioner who directly sees a vision of the deity through the power of their very strong samadhi, or if one has a dream about the deity and so on, that is also fine. It doesn't mean that it is necessarily false or mistaken, but this term principle here means that first of all, whatever appears, one mainly principally one needs to check with the sutras and the tantras to see whether or not the vision corresponds with the descriptions in the sutras and the tantras. So it is to be regarded as principle if it accords with the sutras and the tantras.
Tandela zo correct long correct drivers Java Sambak song Rindoa kan yik jalle chimke ngayang jikten dena yu minte malu teni chone tsuryin kunchin chinchin yimin pe song tan do da ju la to go de te ke dakudo.
And so then the quotation that establishes the point that one needs to check with the sutras and the tantras is a quote by Maitreya, who says that a scholar who is greater than the victorious one does not exist in this world. The omniscient one knows everything, and the supreme true reality. Others do not.
Oh yeah, that the order da hinge gang the jinram gom de ngu zang a ji de su zo wi song gen do hyun ba de jo ba ren bo ji ge tu mong ma yin ba cha yong go yo re ma do jir dang ge ti ge jik zhong ji de su zo wi song zhe ma mang bo yo re mang bo zhen zhe song go yo re ji ge do ji song de wang bo ra la cho ga ji ba gu song tan de cha ang go yo re jir dang
gu ba de ra
gu ba de tan de la Tara gong hibana ye kejik dingzo gomba te ta wangbo rab ke gom ri sonne sonko yoris choga mambo tanje wangbo tama ke gomza yin sonne tera sonko yoris son do anjik tin songong ke tenin dela wangbo rab la choga je ba gure son teni jinkor gom de yang ta hi ngza nga ji de soram ji gong go yoris son teni ti o de ta nge do ji ji hibarwa pe na 동바 장초 담보데 동바 장초 되니 다 맹자 휴바나 되니 바데 상우도바 숨바데라 중니 조바 히바데라 잉드고바 신 드라베네 다텔 지당라메나 제 용고요 되니
이거 숨바 담보디 동바니라 니바디 사변
당에 저도
숨바디 수닌
nghe chưa ta cái sao bị Hong Kong đó tôi như chẳng chúc đồ gì tiếng Anh nói Hong Kong đó tôi như chẳng chúc đồ gì
yang kia song nó
tôi như chẳng chúc đồ gì sao đồ gì
sao bằng cái
sao đồ gì đó Song teacher. Then zo ni do dorje. Teni yabati yige do dorje. Zo dorje.
Sugni tope dorje, kare?
Teni yige gup dorje.
Ye gup dorje.
Gup dorje.
Ije chashi kya kore nga hombo nyong dorje.
Teni ta choga sumchi rawayina teni ta rangi tambo samu teni sanchi teni kayang suzoba ta kantar de gondang chikar ta di ramba chayang kuyore teni toni mara kechik drinzo sidi ta kechik nila chola nyadang yin singa su purpa nanji sunguyo teta gomro sungdo ta tenindu kantar wangbo rabla ta tahi jinram jawang de sena nguzang ngachi bena gonggo yore so
Nguzang ngachi rabla tana shen songotok Jikten Sumgön songotok
Jikten songo songra wangpo rabla choga je ba gusonde
As of before, we spoke about the 5 awakenings, and that that according to Jikten Sumgön, this is considered like principle, and we said that now others might say that the miraculous, instantaneous visualization is principle. So then that connects to the next Vajra statement number 9, where Jikten Sumgön says that all the detailed rituals are especially necessary for those with highest faculties. When other people claim that instant generation is for those with the highest faculties, and that since deity generation based on much ritual is for those with the lowest faculties, it is of no great importance. So Jikten Sumgön is saying that the detailed ritual, which is one of the 5 awakenings, is especially necessary for those with the highest faculties. We mentioned that before. And then there is also the generation stage of 4 Vajras and 3 rituals. The 4 Vajras is that first there is the awakening Vajra of emptiness. Then there is the condensed Vajra of the seed. And then there is the realization Vajra of the 2 form bodies. And then there is the the kind of written Vajra of the syllable. And then the 3 rituals would be the seed, the implement, and then the complete form. And then the miraculous or instantaneous visualization is the instantaneous arising as a deity, like a fish leaping from water, for example, as it is described in the Vajrakelaya practice. But in any case, now according to Jikten Sumgön, is the detailed ritual of the 5 awakenings is especially necessary for those with the highest faculties.
That Sumgön the Karisina Jumje Mulav Hiwak Tony Song Yore. Pena Jo Jepa Lan Dev Jepa Yoris, Jepa Mink Yoris. Tenza Pena Re that Teta Tining Ha Sijate Tap chebar the sheba indu, then Wangbo Rabla, Jeking Japan, the Hijaba and Kosoka Kotoku Yuris. Wangbo Turwola, then the Jepa Mambo Jabsona, then ha Kotoku Marivaso. Tichani, the Wangbo Rabla Choka Jeba Gori so. Then the Wangbo Rabda Vina, then is Nula Sobatamje. Jango yor madaba te jango rite jonzila teni jinkor senuk jiktin jonzila jinkor te nanju ge simjin jonzila la da lamo la so ba teni ta jinram te yinda teni levya la so ba dronne te bi teni ko tsuyin jetawa yindon drop ta ba la so ba chepra yuri sondo.
And so the reason for saying that is also because it is to show that it shows the unfailing fundamental nature of karma, cause and effect, which is that when the cause is elaborate, is extensive, when the cause is extensive, then also an extensive result will ripen. And according to the tantric tradition, the skillful, this is a particular skillful means for this cause and effect relationship to ripen. So, in other words, if one explains extensively, elaborately to a person with higher mental faculties, they can understand. If one explains elaborately to someone with dull mental faculties, then they will not be able to understand. And so that is why, in particular, those with higher mental capacities have a need for detailed rituals. And so then, if one is of highest mental capacity, in order to purify the ordinary outer universe, the world, one visualizes the extensive mandala. And in order to purify the inner sentient beings, one visualizes the various gods and goddesses, the various deities. And then through that, one accomplishes the 4 enlightened activities. One is able to accomplish and then perform them properly.
Ta dorji songji xie te xie long yu na tu su tong de che bi xie so
Consular ji
na chang zhe dorji songji xie da sa de na ya yu su che bi
can she
ka mang an do ra ka mang a sa ra na ka mang an ya ta xie ya na tene ta dorji song ju ba de re wa ta ju ba de ju ba tam je bab ji ne lo yin so man de re dorji song ju ba de dan de ting go ji de ta hi gang la hyun do ya ke choga je pa go re si ngun sang a ji la so be je pa win du ji de ying sung do nan de ji ya de ta ju ba la ga ba ju ba sin de je pa do ra ja chen bo ji ya la ga bo yong kin de su chi de ri ma do ke go ma ri sung kin yo re si Jikten sung go song ri da yin yang Jikten sung go ke de so bab jin ne lo re so chu tam je gen ro ne lo ko ne wa hi wa go ton da yong ke yo re di de ren pa wan se ne de ni da go yo re so per na tam bo Jikten kam de cha an du che gen jong a ye de dra ro jong a ye yong ye then du tam bo che ren ba de ni ne per ren ba teni ta jikparamba chinen jeksom la jarne ko tik hiba tang tempo tone te jinram te ta rang ro go yori so tebe na
And then we come to Vajra statement number 10. So before we have said that that it is necessary to practice a detailed ritual such as the 5 awakenings. So here then it says all elaborations of the rituals arise through the dependent origination of the fundamental nature. And so now some say that all the detailed rituals are taught for those who delight in the elaborations regarding the meaning requiring further explanation. So there are some basically who say that like all these detailed rituals are taught for those who are drawn to a lot of elaboration, but actually they are not necessary. And so that is why Jikten Sumgön says in response to that actually these elaborate rituals are necessary because they arise through the dependent origination of the fundamental nature. So the fundamental nature on the outer level, the outer realm of the world, is that first there was the formation of the world, then there is the existence, and then there is the destruction of the world, consisting of 4 elements. And then corresponding to that, there is the generation stage. So the generation stage, the visualization, corresponds to the cultivation or the formation, the abiding, and the destruction of the world, the fundamental nature of things.
다 간다면 토용 그 요랬으나 담보는 직대인데 착바 차르와 어기로 롱도르지 자담니 존데 차바 데다 희완 툼바케 나서 낭주 그 심진 ጸ제와 바르드 데는 직대인데 네르와 네네 데 어기로 롱도르지 자담 티칼라 데니 드트인라서 바밤네 데니 다야 rinpe chane teni jikting den nepa ti rinpa yinda gonda tambo tateng tambo jikting de go yolong ko dorji janan chakpa ti hiwap den twimbar nanju ke simjing dan ji je ti hiwap den twimba ngazo jinram nane teni perna ta jinram ko tambo la jipram ba te chang ko yorwa teni parten jikting ne pa de hiwap twimba 나주 그 심진 담지야 내게 요리스 디히와든 튠바르 땅 아랑 쪽에 따라 지람 그 값서 땅 한커 거면 하다얀데 용거 요리스 다른 직디인데 쟁도 요리스 디히와든 튠바 따라 딩아 속에 나주 그 심진데 다 담지야 책 두신로 요리스 디네와든 튠바 땅 아서 조랑 그 값서 마 드네 단단 제도와 다때인데 뜻서 참아 희합데 튠바 인장 되네 따라 스투바던 제 밥진내로 인송야 돼.
So the generation stage is actually grounded in the fundamental nature of things. So first there is the formation of the world. The world arises from, it says, across a Vajra of wind and so forth. And then once the world has arisen and sentient beings appear within this world. So the first point where the world comes into existence from the crossed Vajra is the beginning of the generation stage. Then second is the abiding phase where sentient beings then appear and then abide within the world. And this corresponds to the visualization of the mantra gala and then the recitation of the mantra during the practice. And then in the end, the world comes to destruction. So all the inner sentient beings die. Everything dissolves, and that's the practice of the completion stage, the dissolution stage. So this is how these elaborations of the generation stage are grounded in the fundamental nature.
Ta yet that we hew up the twin bar, then in Yams Lin do. Tan driver young, then Sungjo in La Dundi, Tana Huin Ba Sungjo in La Dundinke, and driver the tongue to cheat about the could hew up moon the Chepari, Sondoa. O te in the Drizzy de la, then in Lobum Papa Gay, Tinjin Drinjong Mato Bechungayo ba Maino so. The Shartoni Mato Bechungayo ba Maino, someone take a drop. Yags.
And so therefore, the practice is grounded in the fundamental nature of how things really are. And so therefore, one will obtain the result, which is the inseparable union endowed with 7 limbs. So one actualizes the fundamental nature. And regarding this, Nagarjuna had said, a phenomenon that is not dependently originated does not exist. Therefore, a non-empty phenomenon does not exist.
Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, sunum de tonje zubanye tovanye berdana bazene jigana je balon de bay subun zolen do jo chanjo sunjo rumbo je maje banan je je ba nyamba me ba Kone kondo be wa jo simchi ne ba jinye ba nyurde ne le tar che jen ro ve ne na ma le ta don jo me ba jo. May every being ailing with disease be freed at once from every malady. May all the sickness that afflicts the living be instantly and permanently healed.